There they are, ladies and gentlemen, the stare down and a few words exchanged.
That Roach may be the most skillful fighter you have fought in your career. Do you agree with that assessment, and how would you rate Roach's skills?
I agree. I totally agree. He got good skills. That's why he's here. You know what I mean?
The boxing world just got even more intense with the latest fiery face-off between Gervonta, Tank Davis, and Lamont Roach. Tensions boiled over when Davis delivered a shocking headbutt during the press conference, setting the tone for what's shaping up to be a brutal rematch. The crowd could feel the raw hostility in the air as Davis made it clear he's coming for destruction. "I'm going to damage him badly," he vowed. "I'll ruin him and make a complete mess of him."
I don't really care too much about the outside critics. I know what I could do in the ring, and that's the only thing that matters, honestly, is that I go out and give it my all, perform, and most likely, 9 times out of 10 when I do that, I'll be victorious.
The tension between the two fighters exploded at the press conference as they brought their social media war to real life, trading insults from the moment they stepped on stage. Gervonta Davis, clearly provoked, seemed to draw energy from the hype surrounding another major bout and escalated things with a sudden headbutt during the face-off. Chaos erupted instantly, and Lamont Roach wasn't about to back down. He made it clear he wouldn't walk away without settling the score right there.
I take that compliment very well, and it lets me know that he is 100% focused, and that he's gonna bring his A game. You know, that's what's all a part of this. Gonna make it a great fight. That's what a lot of people are missing. That's what, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people don't get. So that's the thing right there. Like he's attentive, he's aware, and he knows that. That's part of the, you know, that's what got him.
Security had to separate the fighters, keeping them apart until they finally exited the arena. But before that, the tension had already boiled over, starting the moment Gervonta Davis grabbed the mic. Lamont Roach spoke first, delivering a bold and confident message. He didn't hold back, promising to hand Davis the first defeat of his career and declaring himself more prepared than ever for the highly anticipated rematch.
They show up, and when I do show up, I show out for sure. That belt coming out. Hopefully he bring his too. But that belt coming out. You know, I like to thank Al Heyman, PBC, Tom Brown, and I like to thank Tank himself. You know what I'm saying? He, cash cow, head honcho, gave me the opportunity. That's Boogie.
I promise him a worse night than the first fight. It'll get ugly, and no judge or referee will be able to save him. I'll have my hand raised, no doubts. Those were the closing words from Lamont Roach, and they clearly struck a nerve with Gervonta Davis and his camp. As soon as Tank got the mic, he unleashed a flurry of warnings, telling Roach that the first fight was pure luck and that lightning wouldn't strike twice. The growing tension between them has sparked a wave of heated verbal clashes and physical confrontations, leading...
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he's got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter, hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your...
During the press conference, Gervonta Davis took things further backstage, warning Roach, "I'm coming for you again. This time, no running, no excuses. I'll show who the real champ is." Despite the threat, Roach stayed calm and composed, refusing to be shaken. Leonard Ellaby, one of the most vocal members of Davis's camp, spoke just before Roach and stressed that Tank had been dealing with personal issues during their first fight. According to Ellaby, Roach only looked good because he faced a distracted and unfocused Davis.
We gonna see. He's gonna let you know. There are a few things on the table, and we'll see what happens.
In your opinion, does Gervonta Davis versus Shakur Stevenson ever happen?
Of course. Why not? Why not?
That's the fight that we want to see.
I take nothing away from Lamont, Ellaby said, but the Tank in March wasn't a real Tank. That was a distracted version of him. It was a time he needed us most, but we weren't there, and that cost us. This isn't just Tank's return. It's all of us coming back stronger, united. He ended with a chilling warning. I doubt Lamont will hear the final bell once he feels the heat. Naturally, much of Lamont Roach's response focused on firing back at Ellaby's remarks.
You go into a press conference like, I'm trying to make a movie or I'm trying to match energy. Like, what's your approach to a press conference?
Shit, I be chilling. Like, how we all right now, you hear me? Like, I be in my element. 9 times out of 10, I'm thinking about the fight I'm gonna do, but you always gotta be on.
When it was Gervonta Tank Davis's turn to speak, his demeanor was strikingly serious, far from his usual swagger. This time, he means business. Clearly having learned from past mistakes, Davis appeared laser-focused on redemption. Thank you to everyone who's believed in me again, he said. I've grown, I've learned. I know what it feels like to be down, but trust me, August 16th will be different. I'm unleashing the beast that's been locked inside me once and for all. His words sent a chilling message. He's coming with purpose.
A rude awakening. A rude awakening for sure. He just doing what he had to do, trying to psych himself out for the fight and things like that. But come off the fridge is all about skill versus skill. And who had the better skill that night is going to be the victorious person.
Many believe Gervonta Davis is entering this fight fueled by revenge. He was a heavy favorite and had rarely gone the distance in his career. Only twice before. That's why fans see Davis as the one with something to prove, determined to avenge the blemish Lamont Roach left on his previously untarnished record.
Great talent, fighting on the card Saturday night. So I just want to be here and give it my all. I'm grateful and happy to be a part of this event and be able to be at this level in my career. So I want to just say thank y'all for coming out.
But the truth is, Lamont Roach may actually be the one who deserves revenge. Many believe he was robbed in the first fight, with the controversial draw stemming from questionable decisions by the judges, the referee, the World Boxing Association, and the New York State Athletic Commission. It appeared as though foul play tainted what should have been the biggest win of Roach's career. If anyone has a reason to seek redemption, it's Roach, whose victory was stolen by a moment of carelessness from boxing's corrupt officials.
What you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, it's a good question. It's gonna be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder. If that didn't give me the win, and I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not gonna lie.
What makes this upcoming bout even more compelling is that it opens the door to a potential trilogy for a fighter like Gervonta Davis, who has never had a rematch in his career. The idea of a 3-fight saga is both rare and thrilling. Despite years of talk about rematches with opponents like Ryan Garcia and Isaac Pitbull Cruz, none ever materialized until Lamont Roach stepped in and broke the mold. Roach defied the odds in their first clash, forcing the boxing world to take notice. Many believe this rematch will mirror the original, as both fighters possess similar levels of technical skill and ring intelligence. The real difference maker? Lamont Roach's iron chin. He absorbed some of Davis's hardest shots in the first fight and made them look like mere taps, proving he's not just skilled, but also incredibly durable.
You know what I'm saying? You might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same. And that's what people get it messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight. A whole lot. And I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. It's just he ran into a guy that's on the...
Tank's usual reliance on knockout power may not serve him well in this rematch. If he wants to win, he'll need to focus on boxing, pure skill and strategy, not just chasing a finish. Lamont Roach is a dog in the ring, the kind of fighter who doesn't fold under pressure and won't go down like Tank's previous opponents. In fact, it was Davis who got caught by a sharp hook from Roach in their first bout. Roach thrives in close quarters, standing his ground in the pocket, unafraid of the storm, something that could spell real trouble for Tank this time around.
When you lock up, is he strong? Tell that man too small, bro. Y'all in the same weight class.
That's a new weight class. A new weight class.
That's what I'm saying. That night y'all was in the same weight class.
He still feel like he too small? He was too small. Dang. You just calling a spade a spade. No disrespect, no nothing. He's just too small. I've been in there with some big guys.
There's plenty to watch for in this highly anticipated rematch, and the intense face-off was just the beginning of a build-up that will only grow stronger leading up to August. After one of the most controversial boxing matches in recent memory, Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach Jr. on March 1st, fans and experts alike have been demanding a second bout. The majority draw left too many questions, and now the boxing world is eager for a definitive conclusion.
Hey, you want to rematch? Let me know now. Do you want to fight Tank again? He said you want to do a rematch. Do you want to fight Tank again? It's only a matter of time. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight again. It's just whenever the fight gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Okay. They said you want it in New York. Do you want to fight again in the Barclays Center? I want to, but I love fight to be in DC. Okay. I love DC.
It quickly became clear that both camps were eager to make the rematch happen. A report from Sports Illustrated's Chris Mannix confirmed the momentum, stating, a Tank Roach rematch could happen as early as June 21st in Las Vegas. Both sides are now committed to running it back. With the date and location for Davis versus Roach 2 seemingly locked in, fans have taken to social media to debate which of these elite fighters will come out on top. Many are backing Roach, believing he has what it takes to repeat or even dominate. One ex-user shared photos from the first bout with the caption, Roach is beating that guy again, mate, echoing growing confidence in Roach's chance.
Be a boxing fan, that the fact that I did watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long will you take?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's gonna be soon. I'm hoping it's gonna be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
Another fan posted a gif of a cockroach wielding a lightsaber, clearly backing Roach in playful fashion. But plenty of fans are siding with Davis for the rematch. One wrote, I thought Roach won the first 115 to 113, but I think Tank will make adjustments and win the rematch. Another added, Roach will be competitive, but Tank's knocking him out in the later rounds. As the expected rematch date approaches, the excitement and debate are only growing, with fans passionately split over who will come out on top.
That was the first fight in a long time to have. His body was that defined. He got his body built.
The first fight was expected to be just another routine night for Gervonta Davis and his team. From the moment the matchup with Lamont Roach was announced, Team Davis showed little concern. Roach, though a title holder with a solid record, was seen as a smaller man and a clear underdog. But Roach came in with something to prove, and it showed. From the opening bell, he boxed beautifully from the outside, using his jab and movement to frustrate Davis. Even when Davis closed the distance and forced an inside fight, Roach adjusted seamlessly, showing grit, composure, and a level of skill that caught many by surprise.
In that DMV area, there's a lot of talent, and nobody wants to beat. Nobody wants to beat. So I knew it was going to be a hard fight. It's been going on there. We all help each other. They know our strength, they know our secrets, we know theirs, and vice versa. So that is what made it.
By the time the final bell rang at Brooklyn's Barclays Center, fans were left stunned. While they had witnessed 36 minutes of all-out war, no one was certain who had won. Team Davis stood by, waiting for the verdict with quiet confidence. But those hopeful smiles quickly faded when the result was announced. A majority decision draw. For the first time in his professional career, Gervonta Davis left the ring without a victory. Backstage, he slumped into a chair as his team, led by Barry Hunter, who had stepped in for Calvin Ford, shook their heads in disappointment. Hunter, clearly frustrated, felt the judges had made the wrong call. From his perspective, Davis was in control for much of the fight, though he admitted Roach had made it far more competitive than anyone expected.
Well, I knew he would be hungry. I knew he was going to fight extremely hard. I told you earlier, we want to go to them a cheap day, so we knew that going into this fight. I thought there were times, there were opportunities where we were inside We should have took advantage of a few things on the inside. But for the most part, this was a fight based on strategy. This was a fight actually.
There's no use pretending otherwise. Barry Hunter remains fully convinced that Gervonta Davis did enough to win. In his view, Davis turned a close back-and-forth battle into a decisive victory in the final rounds. We take our hats off to the other side. Hunter told us news, but I thought the last 2 rounds sealed the deal. I thought we pulled it off. As for the rematch, Davis's only real chance lies in how seriously he approaches his craft this time around. Following the disappointing draw with Lamont Roach, Davis admitted he would only take a brief 1-week break before diving back into training. That early return signals a renewed focus, perhaps the key to turn the tide in the rematch.
What did you mind when you heard the decision?
Nobody like a draw, you know, from a guy that get knockouts and things like that, but it's cool. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more, and I should have did more. I was lost in I lost track in the rounds. That's why we need, what is it called? Yeah, man.
Regardless of what's going on with Gervonta Davis behind the scenes, boxing fans are eagerly awaiting his rematch with Lamont Roach. This time, expectations are high for Davis to deliver on the bold promise he made before. I'm going to chop, bob, and weave. I'll end it in the 9th round. Davis thrives on proving people wrong, especially those backing his opponents. I like showing people they aren't who they claim to be, he said. Even when I first won the title, the whole building doubted me, and I proved...
I didn't know what round it was. Facts.
Tank Eric Blum from DailyMail.com. First off, your coach just said, can you confirm, did you get your hair done 2 days before the fight?
Yeah. I ran water over it today, but I must say it wasn't enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring?
Not only did Lamont Roach shock many by going toe-to-toe with Gervonta Davis, who entered the ring as a heavy favorite, but a large portion of the boxing community believes Roach actually deserved the win. Much of the controversy centered around the 9th round, when Davis took a knee in the middle of the ring, a moment many felt should have been ruled a knockdown. Adding fuel to the fire, Davis's corner wiped his face during the round, an action that could have warranted disqualification. Despite it all, the fight ended in a draw, making the rematch even more intriguing. After months of negotiations and swirling rumors about possible dates, the highly anticipated rematch was finally set for August 16th, or so it appeared.
Overall, being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubted himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best. So I'm assured.
When he talks about...
While many believe the rematch is signed, sealed, and ready to go, a June 20th post from Lamont Roach suggests otherwise. Following another heated exchange on social media between him and Gervonta Davis, Roach fired back, writing, "Laugh my head off. Buddy knows damn well I don't move like that. He's gassing y'all up just to justify why he hasn't done his part of the deal yet. He might really pull out of the fight. Stay tuned." One fan chimed in with support, posting, "Tank is scared as hell of Lamont Roach. Dear Big won again in the rematch. Stamp that win."
Fight, you know what I mean? Lamont coming with his best, I'm coming with my best, and you know, right here is the top of the DMV area.
Roach responded by saying, "If he actually fights, let's see. He's going to pull an Orion and say he wasn't fit or something." In other words, Roach is suggesting that Davis is yet to fulfill his end of the agreement, implying the rematch contract isn't fully signed or finalized. While this could be brushed off as semantics, the fact that Roach is addressing it publicly suggests genuine concern about Davis possibly backing out.
How's Tank doing right now?
Doing great, man. It's just another fight. We're getting prepared for it, and I'm sure they're doing the same thing.
Absolutely. And you both going to be in the corners. Calvin Ford going to be there. I know he's here right now with us.
Yes.
Okay. Definitely. I just wanted to clarify that. Do you think that Lamont lit the fire inside of Tank in the rematch? A lot of people said that it was a close fight. The knee, all these things, these situations. What do you think about that?
It's boxing. It is what it is. It's past tense.
There have been growing claims that Tank Davis may no longer be as motivated, with some pointing to his underwhelming performance against Roach's evidence. Speculation is swirling that he might retire sooner rather than later. Coach Kenny Ellis recently addressed the topic in an interview with Fight Hype, saying, "Whatever he decides to do, I'll support him, just like I would with any other fighter. If he wakes up tomorrow and says, 'I'm done,' then he's done. Everyone has their own path, and that decision is his to make."
You know? All right, how many more fights do you think Tank has in him? You know, does he have that desire in him to continue to go?
You know, it's totally up to Tank. You know, whatever he decides to do, I always say I support him or any other fighter. If he want to wake up tomorrow and say I'm done, he's done.
Definitely.
You know, everybody has their path and their distance. You know.
Absolutely, but you know him more better than a lot of people. So, you know, what do you think his mentality is, his attitude?
When asked about Gervonta Davis's current mental state in boxing, Coach Kenny Ellis admitted it's hard to pin down. He loves the sport, no doubt, Ellis said. But sometimes you got to stand on Tank. Whatever the reason, he's never been afraid of anyone or anything. He's just built different.
You know him since he was young, so what do you think? He'll continue to keep going?
You know, it's hard to say. Man. I mean,
One day he'll wake up?
He do love the sport, you know.
Oh,
but, you know, sometimes you got to stand on Tank, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
For whatever the reason might be, but he loves the sport. And nobody's, he don't fear nobody or anything like that, you know.
Do you think he'll try to go for the knockout, you know, to cement it, to shut everybody up and say, listen, this fight wasn't close, you know, Lamont wasn't on my level. Do you think he'll want to make that type?
Gervonta Davis now arguably carries an extra chip on his shoulder heading into the highly anticipated rematch with Lamont Roach. Their first encounter left fans with more questions than answers, especially after the controversial draw sparked debates about the officiating. The drama truly began after that disputed decision, with many feeling Roach was robbed. Now, with a potential rematch set for August 16th, anticipation is building rapidly. The controversy has only added fuel to the fire, making this rematch one of boxing's most compelling storylines. And that's all for now.